Emma Roberts was called out for her horrible behavior on set, and there is now a long list of celebrities who refuse to work with her. One of the worst accusations comes from her co-star Angelica Ross. The actress worked with Emma on American Horror Story and claimed that Emma was transphobic towards her. She first spoke out about the alleged incident during an Instagram Live, referring to AHS director John J. Gray. Angelica claimed he spoke to both her and Emma, saying, "Okay ladies, you know, that's enough, let's get back to work." Apparently, Emma then looked at her and said, "Don't you mean lady?" which is pretty awful. Sadly, Angelica said that she feared retaliation if she reported the alleged incident. She admitted that she no longer spoke to her after the alleged on-set encounter. Afterwards, Angelica tweeted, "Thank you at Roberts Emma for calling and apologizing, recognizing your behavior was not that of an ally. I will leave the line open to follow up on your desire to do better and support social justice causes with your platform." Later in an interview, she spoke about the apology, saying it was a bumpy conversation. Emma told her, "I hate that you walked away from our experience together feeling like that. I see in hindsight what I did and how stupid that was. I'm an ally." In response, Angelica said, "No, you're not. You can't call yourself an ally. Allyship is an action. You need to be real with me in this conversation. I'm being real with you. You were being messy." So basically, she got called out for her past behavior. While it might not change what happened, at least she felt compelled to apologize for her cruelty. Moving on to her alleged toxic relationship with Evan Peters. The two of them started dating in 2012 after meeting on the set of the film Adult World. In July of 2013, while they were staying at a hotel in Montreal, Quebec, someone overheard a dispute coming from their room and called the police. After a heated argument, they allegedly began hitting each other. When the police arrived, they arrested Emma. Evan declined to press charges and she was released several hours later. A representative said, "It was an unfortunate incident and misunderstanding. Miss Roberts was released after questioning and the couple are working together to move past it." The duo continued to date on and off until 2019. An insider said, "Evan was so in love with Emma and the relationship became very toxic. They had the highest highs and then would not speak for days." Of course, the couple never addressed the incident. They had a very complicated relationship and eventually parted ways, which was probably best for the both of them. Next we have Rachel Bilson. One of Emma's most controversial incidents is the rumor that she played a role in causing a rift between fellow actor Hayden Christensen and then girlfriend, the OC star Rachel Bilson. Emma and Hayden co-starred in the 2018 film Little Italy, at which point Hayden was in a decade-long relationship with Rachel, with whom he also shares a daughter named Briar Rose. According to The Blast, Rachel reportedly discovered text messages exchanged between her boyfriend and Emma, which led her to believe that the on-screen romance had spilled over into their real lives and that he was cheating on her. While the exact details of the messages were not disclosed, they were allegedly significant enough for Rachel to decide to end her relationship with the father of her child. An unnamed source later informed Us Weekly that the couple had indeed called it quits for good. Emma chose not to publicly address the matter, and the entire incident remained relatively low profile. Another anonymous individual close to Rachel and Hayden told People that the couple had been experiencing difficulties before Emma entered the picture, but many believe she put even more strain on the relationship, which resulted in its ending. Now, surprisingly, her aunt Julia Roberts also appears to refuse to work with her, and it has a lot to do with the nepotism accusations. Emma has spoken out about her feelings surrounding it, referring to a New York Magazine cover story on Nepo babies from 2022, which she was not included in. She apparently joked that she should have been offended by the omission, saying it was a cheap shot to put all the celebrity kids on the cover of a magazine. It's like maybe the Nepo baby conversation would have been a more interesting article written intelligently in Vanity Fair with nuance, but instead it was kind of this viral hating on people thing. Speaking about how nepotism has affected her directly, she said, "I've lost more jobs than I've gained from being in the business." When asked if she thinks her last name helped get her through the door during the audition process, she said, "People have opinions, and sometimes maybe they're not good opinions of people in your family. I've never gotten a job because of it. I know I definitely have lost a couple jobs because of it." So if anything, she feels that her association with Julia Roberts has caused her to miss out on some opportunities, which is a little wild to think about, but of course, there might be some truth to that. Moving on to James Franco. This one's a little weird. Considering everything that James Franco eventually got accused of, fans were extremely upset with Emma Roberts for working so closely with him in their film Palo Alto. And it seems like they got a lot closer than co-stars usually do. The two of them went on to do a series of interviews discussing what it was like to kiss each other, and it was very clear that there was some real chemistry there. Again, this was back in in 2014, only a few years before James would get cancelled on a massive scale and essentially blacklisted from Hollywood, so it's no wonder his on-screen relationship with Emma creeped a lot of people out. Besides having issues in her personal life, it is said that Emma isn't the nicest when it comes to being on set either. An extra on a set starring Emma shared that their experience with her wasn't great. They said, "She's incredibly immature and childish. The whole time on set, she clung to the male actors and spewed out dribble. Before filming, I ran into her in the back while looking for the washroom. She walked out of a door and I didn't know who she was, just thought it was some blonde extra. I asked her if she knew where the bathroom was, and she looked at me in disgust and said, 'I don't know,' and rolled her eyes. The door to the bathroom ended up being on the other side of the door she just came out of. I'll never forgive you, Emma Roberts." Dramatic indeed. She also has been called out for being rude several times. According to various Reddit users, Emma didn't exhibit her best behavior during their encounters with her. One user, who worked as a server, mentioned that she consistently displayed rudeness for days on end. Another individual provided details about Emma's behavior on a film set, alleging that she threw trash at people and made derogatory remarks when fellow actors made mistakes with their lines. Others also chimed in, claiming that she is a nightmare to work with, and yeah, that does not sound good at all. Now more recently, Emma's bad manners were seemingly captured on camera when she had a close encounter with security personnel. In a video captured by a photographer, Roberts can be seen exiting a bookstore in New York with security in the background. As she attempts to navigate past one of the guards, she appears to quietly utter, "Get out of the way." Because of the quiet tone, it's unclear whether Emma was simply informing the security that she was moving aside or if she was actually instructing them to clear her path, but many in the comments interpreted her behavior as entitled. With everything that's come out about her past, there is a strong argument to be made that this was her being rude. Emma has also made some pretty bad business decisions that seem to have alienated her fan base, like when she faced backlash for deciding to promote cow's milk in March of 2023. In the caption of the video posted to her Instagram, Emma referred to herself as a lifelong milk drinker, citing the beverage as having essential nutrients that many milk alternatives don't have. Many view this endorsement as an instance of exploiting animals already subjected to suffering for the sake of the milk Emma promoted. In response to the backlash, Emma disabled comments on the controversial post, but not before the internet came for her. One user commented, "Emma sold her soul to Big Dairy." Another person took it a step further, saying, "No mention of the environmental impact or consideration for mother cows who have their babies torn away from them. Stop supporting industries built on exploitation and suffering." Emma refrained from addressing the criticism, as was expected, instead moving on to post an unrelated photo just a few days later. But overall, the biggest thing Emma has been criticized for is being out of touch. In June, she made an appearance on an episode of Two with Bruce Bozzi podcast, where she talked about how nepotism, or the appearance of it, has affected her career. She said, "People kind of only see your wins because they only see when you're on the poster of a movie. They don't see all the rejection along the way." She explained that she's often open about when she doesn't get a role she auditioned for because she believes people will otherwise think everything's been so great and linear and easy. Emma said that while people often call out nepo babies for having a leg up in Hollywood, the other side to that is you have to prove yourself more, which is a very common line that these celebrities like to say. She went on to say, "If people don't have a good experience, maybe with other people in your family, then you'll never get a chance, and I feel like young girls get it harder with the nepo baby thing. Like, I don't really see people calling out sons of famous actors, not that they should be called out." Some people didn't like what she said, while others agreed with her. In the end though, we can all agree that nepo babies have advantages that others don't. But what do you think? Let us know. Thanks for watching. Bye!